Hey people, Injured here 3v3 Estia Province blue team. Having a couple of Warlocks. First up is aka Korlandril, and this is Dead Metal. These guys are melee spellcasters that can leap into combat, powerful disruption and support. Alongside and rounding off the blue team is Alex, Herald of Fools, with a Lord General. Fights in range combat begins with a retinue of stormtroopers, can add to these guys throughout the game, giving him more abilities, very strong defense and support. This is the Death Core of Krieg DLC. Red team, Mr. 187 is a Kommando Nob, infiltrating hero that shoots you, stabs you and blows you up. Orky style, begins range combat with a twin link shooter. I think this is the Death Skulls with the hoods and stuff, and the top knots. As you said, there it is. Alongside here is Flappy, with a Force Commander, very good offense, fights in melee combat, can also tank, disrupt and support with buffs, some good old Blood Ravens. And rounded off the teams, Gatts, with a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive hero with powerful battlefield manipulation and disruption. Look at that. Fighting on the Lord General on the east side. West side is Orks versus one of the Warlocks, and it's kicking off in the mid, is it? Nope. Eldar having a look at stuff. Space Marines not wanting to engage early, maybe waiting for their third unit to come out. No, there we go. Yeah, shooting up some Dire Avengers. We've got some Howling Banshees lurking in the back. There's that knockdown from the Warlock. Now getting some hits in. No sign of the battle cry yet. We might see the Force Commander go in on the Banshees to try and disrupt them, but he's a bit low. Doesn't want to risk it. Those ladies are a big threat to low-level heroes with their power weapons. And Space Marines are out of there. West side, Orks doing okay. Oh, eating a big destructor though on the sluggers. Getting chopped up. What is that red effect going on? I don't know what that is. Oh, it's because they were trying to use Burn That House, I think, which makes them glow red. There must have been something inside the garrison or something. They were trying to use their fancy burner ability to get them out of there, and I guess that red pulsing effect persists after they've stopped using their burners. Orcs run away. Looks like the shooters didn't drop a model, but the sluggers dropped a few. East side, the Imperial Guard are pushing through with triple guardsmen. Heretics have found some though, and they're going to smack them up and blow themselves up for the Dark Gods. Alex, Herald of Fools, the Lord General, is out of there. My brother's name is Alex, so this player's name amuses me. Some Chaos Space Marines with Eternal War, and some more with Eternal War, because the war never stops. Warlock having a look at the wreck point, but has seen some Space Marines who now have double tactical Marines. A bunch more shootiness to try and focus down the Banshees maybe. Looks like they're focusing down the Warlock and doing a good job at it. He's out of there. The Force Commander going in on the Dire Avengers now, not the Banshees. There we go. Turns and faces them. That's the Battle Cry special attacks going off, giving a 20%, is it? Or 15, I think, % damage buff to nearby allies every time he does one of those fancy specials and you see those rings. Generally, whenever you see those yellow rings emanate from a unit, it means they're giving off some kind of damage buff to surrounding allies and stuff. We've got Shooter Nob. Burners on those sluggers, of course. Got in amongst some Rangers from Korlandril. Rangers also up for Dead Metal, although they have another Dire Avenger squad too. Getting shots on the Tactical Marines. The Sniper Rifle, of course, has perfect accuracy, so it's always going to hit you even if you are in heavy cover. 1-to-1 cap. I wonder if they have perfect accuracy against tiny targets like spore mines and stuff. Maybe someone knows. Assault Marines on the way for Flappy, who have dropped their scouts. Lord General, no medical sergeant fella up. In fact, I think he lost his 2 stormtroopers early on, didn't he? Those triple guardsmen now being joined by Catechans. Nothing else out by Gatts. Now have to defend their power with only heretics. Where are the CSM? They're all healing up. Have a little chaos party back at base. That destructor did nothing for some reason. Now jumping in, he's not happy. Going for the Champion's Robe. Gives him an energy shield. There's a stun bomb and a retreat from the Commando. Annoying the Banshees. They got places to be and things to chop. 483 to 440 on the VPs. Fancy special from the Warlock that hits nothing. Here comes some sluggers. Might be able to scare him off with a dapper. And they are able to. No shuriken platform to really slow down these sluggers here. They've got to use brute force to get rid of them. They're not always going to be in position to do that. And here comes some support from Tactical Marines. Always known for helping out Orks, of course. the Eldar with some aspects of the Avenger on their Avengers, the Dire type. And Howling Banshees with the aspect of strength makes them stronger. Exarch gets that lovely heavy melee spear in tier 2, if they survive that long, of course. Double Rangers for Korlandril. There's that submarine jump. Don't really want to fight Banshees in tier 1 though, especially with lots of Eldar Shuriken stuff going in your face. Not sure why the Force Commander came all the way over there. Did the Commander go down? I don't think so. No, he's going out of base. 464 to 440 on the VPs. It's a 2-1 for the red team. They should be able to hold this western side. Decent grenade. Very good grenade, in fact, it turned into by dead metal. Although, I only got one model of those sluggers. Did a hell of a lot of damage to them. But it's models that count. Although more damage means they do take longer to heal up and stuff. So there's that. Heretics have an aspiring champion. He's a melee dude, and with his Death Guard DLC, or sorry, Death Guard Elite scheme, he's got a plague champion head. Not sure why a Sorcerer is using the Death Guard Elite scheme, but there you go. He's up to his fancy chaotic plans. He's going straight to tier 2, his gatts with double CSM. Flappy goes tier 2 without replacing the scouts. Would help maybe control these Howling Banshees if they had shotguns and stuff. Both the Rangers are up there, doing their rangery things. And there's those Catachans. These guys have power melee weapons, a disruptive shotgun, and a disruptive grenade launcher. Pretty disruptive. Can also support with a smoke grenade. They're pretty handy fellas if you have the micro to use them amongst all your other stuff, although there wasn't a sentinel for Alex to deal with. Have to manage, rather. 1-to-1 cap here. Might be dead metal defending the mid. So you've got double tax and assault range. That's a pretty hefty tier 1 to have to fight with tier 1 stuff. Sluggers dodging the grenade. Going in on the Warlock, who gets an insane special to turn the sluggers into bits of sluggers. This guy gets away in fear. That was the merciless Switchblade doing his thing. Awesome weapon. And a champion's robe, of course, as we've seen, that shield that goes up. Which probably made the difference there, allowing him to actually get into combat and wreck those sluggers. Without that shield, I don't think he would have got it. We have a Chimera, surprise, surprise, from Alex. Herald of Falls. It's only Korlandril in tier 1. Contested power on the eastern edge is red. I mean, if you're going to take the time to take it, yeah, you better cap it, rather node it. If you're going to take the time to cap it. The Lord General's confused now. Got a chaotic node. Heretics. Oh, getting grenade launched in the face. So they're going to get in there, do the Doom Blasty thing. Probably not the most efficient thing to Doom Blast a Lord General and his retinue. Only 3 models, but if you take one, it's alright. Oh, they didn't take one. Not a good fight for those heretics. Got knocked on her ass and then blew up. Here's a heavy turret from Alex supporting the west side. I'm sure Korlandril will appreciate. With these sneaky rangers, they've got Pathfinder gear on both of them. Commando trying to be sneaky, but the rangers, of course, are spotting him. One of the main reasons they were purchased. Stop that guy sneaking around. Howling Banshees now have their Exarch with her spear, and she's going in on the assault squad. They do get away though. Warlock now has the Witchblade of Kurnis, which gives him, for some reason, a grenade decorator. That signifies that he has some kind of AoE ability. Does Rending Talons give the grenade icon to the Hive Tyrant? I don't think it does. Maybe it does. Heretics are, I was going to say, they're making a mistake by just running towards the Chimera, but they have backed away. No, there they go. Should be backing off and worshipping and trying to hold ground here, I think, rather than just standing out of cover, trying to shoot and running your heretics toward a wall of guns and a vehicle. Got to try and play the long game sometimes, especially with the Plague Champion. He's so good at that kind of thing, delaying people, being really sustainable in the field and annoying them. Got a whole bunch of DAC for this Warlock who got greedy trying to get a decap, I think, on the wreck point. Some friendly fire from the Weird Boy on the sluggers there, who now have their Nob leader, and that guy's mean. There's a 65 DPS power melee Orky knife, or a chopper, I guess they call it. Do they? This isn't a chopper like a big axe, so I guess that's a huge chopper. Anything that chops is a chopper. Warp Spiders on the way for Korlandril and a Chaos Dreadnought for gatts. That bulbous Death Guard stomach. West side is ticking off. Aiming what's that, suppressing the Banshees, who do have their Exarch as well. Heavy turret getting shots in, and this thing has vehicle armor, hence the use of rockets to take it out rather than the burners on the sluggers. They won't do a lot. Although it'd be amazing against the generators and stuff. So red team are going to take the west side back. Well done 187. It was a typically orky push with things falling over, friendly fire, and lots of chopping and data. Dreadnought with its autocannon by default can do some good damage to the Chimera, especially if it can hit that rear armor. Not sure how accurate it is as it moves though. Didn't seem to get another burst away there. We do have Stern Guard veterans for Flappy, so that's another anti-vehicle choice, and a las cannon, pretty powerful, hard anti-vehicle. Don't think the Chimera is going to get away from it. The Dreadnought just needs to chase a bit. Stern Guard are there too, and the Chimera does go down. It's got double and lost sight of things. Here comes Dead Metal to try and defend the power. Not sure it's going to work out though. Two top, says Alex. By top they mean the eastern side here. Usually players will call the east the top and the west the bottom. Bashing power now, some Banshees. Boy can mess them up and do a bunch of friendly fire to the generator. Awesome. There's those Warp Spiders doing their death spinner stuff. Have some really cool looking weapons. And they generally turn you into little bits when they kill you with them. It's pretty gnarly. Warlock's going to die. Knocked over and caught by some sluggers. I think it was a shotgun passive knockback that got him over there. Maybe it was a Weird Boy shot. Weird Boy's having some fun though. He's got his warpath. What's worse than an orc? A fast orc. In the mid, Warlock runs away. Those are Hellfire acid marks going on, I think. Yep, from the Stern Guard we have Tzeentch CSM with their aspiring champion Demonic Plasma, and another one. Lots of Inferno PvP damage, which is usually reserved for combating enemy heavy infantry or super heavy infantry, which is there's not a lot of on the field right now. In fact, there isn't any. Eldar do have it in the form of Dark Reapers and I believe Fire Dragons are heavy infantry, also Wraith Guard. None of them on the field though. And Imperial Guard of course have Ogrins. There's a lot invested. I mean, there's still a powerful anti-infantry squad. There's a lot to spend if you're not getting the bonus damage versus heavy armor. I'm sure they'll do fine. Demon Rust called in by Alex. Bad news for the Dreadnought, although should be okay here, I think. Las Cannon gets a shot there. Maybe get the Tzeentch to really be a threat to that tank, alongside some supplemental Las Cannon shots here. Can you get another one? You can. Look at that. Banshees are not happy with all these Las Cannon shots here. Being shot up by the Hellfire rounds. Stern Guard can switch their ammo type to combat all targets, limited to one per player. Pretty cool squad. Are they going to help finish off these Banshees? I think they are. Yes, Banshees go down even with the distortion field global on them. Those are Vanguard veterans jumping out of trouble. And those double Tzeentch fellas doing some work to those Banshees. Here is a Tzeentch Chaos Dreadnought now. The Death Guard Dreadnought with the Tzeentch. Okay then. Are Chaos Dreadnoughts even a thing anymore? Isn't it all like Hell Brutes and Mauler Fiends and other cool stuff? I think it is. I wonder if they still have like official rules for this 8th edition or whatever. Someone will know. 392 to 314. Don't think they sell them anymore though, but they might still have rules for them, or hey, just proxy it for a Hellbrute. Fire Prism on the field for Dead Metal. Is he going to shoot? There we go. Boom. Using his dispersed disruptive shot there. Can also use a more focused shot for large targets, or maybe just a hero that you really hate. Sluggers Set up by the Weird Boy shot in on the Warp Spiders, and they almost took him out in a flash there. Set up again with the Warp Vomiters. Good play by 187. Really good play. See, the Weird Boy doesn't support you by buffing you and stuff. I guess he has Warpath, but supports you with all his disruption and his disables. Really helps the Sluggers shine. Las Cannon doing some good work here. They're not really dealing with it, the blue team. I mean, they have single sniper squad. Korlandril now has only 2 units on the field. Had a rough time against those Orks just then. These guys can disrupt from long range. Haven't seen them do it, but I'm sure they have. Always miss things on the screen. Force Commander, do you have any war gear? Nope. Maybe he wants to Terminator stuff in Tier 3. Which he is in. In fact, Flappy has got a Land Raider Redeemer on the way. We have some flash kits for 187. Korlandril is going to need some support, I think, on the west side to help out. Dead Metal indicating that they are on the way there, or are they talking to the east side player? Looks like Dead Metal is looking towards the the west side. Yep, Fire Prism's here. They have support. And Flappy has a Terminator Force Commander. There he is. I think he has to pay 70 power for it these days or something. Just walking through stuff as you do. Now he's immune to suppression, has a teleporter, and can still retreat. He has some really good piercing DPS as well, and a 85 DPS power fist, which isn't bad. Tank Buster Barrage knocks the Rangers off the cap, and then he gets daggered to death. Orks can really throw out a ton of damage in an instant gun lane. Kind of like the least graceful green Eldar. You can also pile on damage in a flash a bit more elegantly. 308 to 314. There's that Land Raider Redeemer. It's basically a mobile base they can retreat back to, reinforce off, and get some health regen from. Pretty cool, because it has, you know, big old guns on it too. These Vanguard might be retreating back to said Land Raider. There we go. It can be a magnet for dropping nukes though. Warlock, oh sorry, there's the Lord General went down of Alex. Those big old Flamestorm cannons doing their thing. Some support from the Chaotic Forces. Heresy going on. So much heresy. Kommando Nob level 3, we've got his rocket launcher and a sneaky infiltration kit. I feel like rocket launcher's one of those weapons I don't really need to explain. It's a rocket launcher. The cannon weapon team on the way for Korlandril already has one and lost those Warp Spiders. Gonna really help stop the caps. These days they have a damage over time effect when they shoot rather than a big unavoidable burst of damage is what they had long time ago now. Not always easy to see exactly what they're doing because I'm not sure why our Fire Prism goes down, but their shooting graphic was changed. It used to be a massive like beam of lightning that you could easily see. I think someone said maybe it was it used to hit terrain and stuff, so they changed it for that reason to not be a like projectile anymore, but rather a just effect that happens in a certain place kind of thing. Sucks to lose the visual, but if it was fixing issues then I understand. Kommando sneaking away, or rather sneaking towards the VP. There's a lot of red stuff here now. 293 to 299 on the VP. It's pretty close. 2 D cannons though have set up. Can they get some support from something? There's a singularity. The active ability of the D cannon, and this is what it does. You saw one earlier. Drags you in, does tons of damage. Didn't do as much to these guys as they were retreating. Is Dreadnought still alive, you guys? Almost level 3 in fact. Well done. The gatts. I'm not always the... Oh, and there's the Warp to get out of trouble. I'm not always the kindest to Dreadnoughts in a 3v3. I mean, I love the unit, but I don't think they are typically a great choice in a 3v3 match. I guess if you're in a more isolated place like the eastern side of Estia, might be able to get away with it a bit longer, and Gatts has done very well. Got double Lehman Russes for Herald of Fools, Alex. Red VP over here. Warlock's being knocked over, and Oh, Autark jumps in. Wondered why those sluggers backed away. I think they were trying to dodge the jump, since it disrupts when you get landed on. Warlock gets a special and retreats. How many times do we see that? A hero gets a lucky special just as they retreat and it helps them get away. Or maybe that slugger wants to get a swing in. It might kill him too if he does. Oh, they're going to run into the D-cannon. Big misplay there from Korlandril. It does get away. It does get away. Dead metal. All of a sudden, down to 2 units. Has some sick council though. These guys are freaking cool, I think. Seen to do some really good work recently in 3v3s. Land Raider Phobos from gatts. More of a specialized kind of anti-vehicle Land Raider rather than the big old support Land Raider of the Redeemer. Leman Russ here with a vanquish cannon. And so does this one. Don't think you want to fight Leman Russes with it though, to be honest, even though it's a Land Raider Phobos. I guess maybe it has a health head start here, and has the support of this Dreadnought, of course, which is getting constant repairs from some very diligent heretics. They've got 2 vehicles to try and keep repaired though. It's going to be tough, and Flappy doesn't have any scouts to help. That guy's super died. Poor bastard. Imagine getting a twin-linked las cannon to your face. You would have no face. Level 3 Warlock here for Korlandril. Dead metal with double Dark Reapers. At level 2 does have a bunch of heavy armor to fight, so could do well, these fellas. Getting their aspect, giving them more damage and speed apparently. There's a Singularity's effect. Did it damage those orcs? What happened? Damage must have already happened before I got here. There we go. There's like a damage over time now. Singularity, oh, gets the Nob leader there. Surprised I didn't kill him, in fact. Autark was just hanging out, watching the sluggers wreck some stuff. Nice grenade from those Dire Avengers though. It's quick thinking from Korlandril. Warlock is down. East side, oh, looking bad for the Phobos. That's a Eldritch Storm. Dreadnought's in there too. He's barely alive, and I think, yeah, the warp was used to save the Land Raider, but not the Dreadnought, but not use it on both of them. Poor Sorcerer. Ethereal Slack doing some work. 247 to 289. Here comes another one. Able to use it so often because of Providence being active. Doing some real work here, this Warlock. Another Ethereal Slash, that was nasty. Here's an Imperial Abyss from gatts. Not nearly as effective against vehicles as the Eldritch Storm, but I guess it's pretty effective if the vehicle parks itself in the center of the Abyss, but otherwise gonna have a rough time. Those Doom Bolts that are flying out are just decoration, by the way. They don't actually do damage. Just some cool visuals from our main man, Wise Windu. Well, doesn't work on Elite mod quite as much these days, but he's around. He helps out. Did lots of amazing visual work. All those Eldar insignias that you see on the floor from all their abilities, that's all Wise Windu's work. Used to be just one generic Eldar rune, I think, for all of them. Try and guess what it was happening. Not that I know what the runes are, even still. It's not as bad stuff going to go down. Land Raider Redeemer has taken some damage, 209 to 289. Is that Alex still down? Nobody's got over there, eh? I guess Korlandril is also down. Dead metal is here. Is he going to kick off on the west side? Or our blue team going to try and make inroads through the mid? What level are these fellas now? Come all the way over from the eastern side there. Level 4, that's what they are. Look at them ripping through the Dark Reapers. That was the one big downside of trying to get Dark Reapers against double the Marco Tzeentch CSM. They focus fire, yeah, and some support. They're going to rip through. Are they retreating back to the Land Raider? Land Raider's really far back. Triple Leman Russes. They might be able to just push against these Land Raiders and take them out, you know. A little bit of support. Avatar of Cain on the field from Korlandril, and the 2 Eldar players have actually recovered quite well. Decapping the west side now. It's a fusion gun. Autark. See a council shooting their lightning hands alongside some Eldar Banshee theirs. Eldar Banshees, I should say. Have that 15% range damage resistance aura. Helping out the Banshees. Can they escape? Can they live? Looks like they're alright. See a council could have stayed in there, I think. They were quite healthy. There's that ethereal slash. The other Warlock runs away. Terminator Force Commander is allowed to retreat because he's a coward. That's Cannon's getting shots. Slowing down that avatar, but here comes the Lehman Russ Brigade. I think you might want to leave, Mr. Las Cannon. Yeah, get out of there. Did some good work though. Got some guardsmen capping mid, fully upgraded with plasma guns, Commissar, and their little sergeant friend. Phobos still getting repairs. Heretics are putting a shift in. And we do have some scouts from Flappy to help with all the repair duties. You guys gonna bash power? What are you up to? Nope. Being defensive for now. Human Russes can always flank your Phobos and stuff. Fire Prisms up for Dead Metal. They already had one, I believe. And some more Seer Council this time from Korlandril. You are limited to one Seer Council per player. Some flash gits for 187, almost leveled. That's so close to leveling. I wish I could see like the actual XP numbers in that bar or something. I think level 1's 500 XP. I have no idea what the other levels are. Might even be less than 500 for level 1. Heavy turret is up. But nothing can see the sneaky Ork Commando. Is he going to try and shoot down? Oh, we could get the Fire Prism and rear armor. Oh, he's just getting vision for rocks. Could be a pretty good one. Does it just take the turret out immediately? It might do. It might do. It does. Must be the quickest heavy turret takedown ever. Notice that the flash gits are keeping their regular snaz guns, not their blasters, because they want to dagger down a bunch of light infantry. Why not? Really good range. Tons of DPS. Good enough to kill Eldar fellas, that's for sure. 171 to 212. Guardsmen there holding their own through the attrition, and that's what they're there for. Another warp to get the Land Raider out of trouble. Where'd they go? Oh, all the way over here. Just jammed itself in the power. A Nob squad from Mr. 187. So much Daka too. Do they have? Yes, they do have Frenzy. Also have they have everything. Their U-jammers and the Nob leader. Land Raider's there to help too. That's got to be pretty scary. Nob squad supported by a Land Raider. Warlock dropping in. Warlock doing a good job fighting him, you know. Where's your Providence, buddy? There it is, just in time. And there's the Witchblade of Kurnus doing its thing. Nob squad might want to back away from this angry space elf right now. There goes another one. Did well, did really well. 1-to-1 cap. Nothing's making a move on the mid. It's all west side right now. Avatar gets a Wailing Doom. Taking a hell of a lot of damage though. Don't think it's going to get away. Yeah, down it goes. It was a misplay trying to get that Wailing Doom. Not sure if it either would have got away though if it just moved. Nob squad are reinforcing. How much is it? It's only 15 power to get an extra. That's crazy. That's pretty crazy. Chaos Predator on the field for gatts. Gets the mark of Tzeentch. Another avatar for Korlandril. Let's see how that does. Nob squad are charging on through, supported by their Weird Boy. Level 3, this Weird Boy's done really well actually. Well managed by 187. We'll start getting some shots in as they run away, but are they going to cap? We'll see. Looks like the Vanguard veterans are trying to. There's some tax here, there's some Stern Guard here. Those guys cap faster, but not trying to right now. They are standing there taking shots. Guess it's going to be tough with this Fire Prism here, eh? Meanwhile, though, in the mid, we've got some plucky guardsmen getting some capping done. Well done, Flair. He's going to get a decap, I think, for sure. And it's not a good fight for a Predator tank versus a vanquish Leman Russ. Whether you have the mark of Tzeentch or not, you're going to get beaten. Did the Guardsmen live? I think they did, you know. There they are. Eldritch Storm again on the Land Raider. Nothing able to follow it up, but Tank Busters. Or was that the Commando? It might have been the Commando getting the killing shot there on the Fire Prism. I think the Tank Busters fell. Yes, they did. Warp Vomit. Sluggers getting stuck in now. Are they going after the Land Raider? They're trying to. They are trying to. There's a lot of stuff there, though. It's a hell of a lot of stuff. Yeah, it's really hard. We need some more anti-vehicle. You can't just rely on an Eldritch Storm and this like relatively soft anti-vehicle stuff like Banshee Spears and All-Top Guns. Some big old Bright Lancers and Wraith Guard and stuff. Fire Dragons. It's a good Wailing Doom. Nobody can cap this VP here. Double though for blue. Look at them, taking over the mid. Our red team too focused on that side now. Leman Russes are running things in the mid. Supported by two bunkers. I'm not sure what kind of bunkers they are. Looks like one of them is a medical bunker at least. And a whole bunch of guardsmen. Alex is taking over some territory here. Western side, Webway is up, red team pushing through, and they are capping. The sluggers there reinforcing off the Land Raider. E-cannon getting caught too close again. Has to flee. Almost level 3 though, so it's done some work. Even if I can't see it clearly, it's done some work. There's that Bright Lance you need. Help put pressure on the Land Raider. You want to stop it like moving freely. There's the remains of the Chaos Predator that tried to mess with some Leman Russes. I mean, it's Red team are falling apart. Jumping in the Vanguard veterans there. Oh, Orks. Tanks are full health, and they must be leveled up, yeah. Level 4. One of the Leman Russes did fall. Got 2 level 4 Leman Russes there with vanquishes. It's pretty gnarly, and this blob of power melee with a level 10 Warlock is scary. And red team concede. We had a level 10 Warlock, level 6 Warlock, level 3 Lord General. His army did a lot better than the Lord General himself in this game. Level 7 Kommando, Mr. 187 was pretty strong. Flappy with a Terminator Force Commander doesn't level up, and a level 4 Sorcerer. There have it, guys. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.